Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 10 of the survival series. Now, for this episode, it's not really creating anything, it's more cleaning up a bit of code because I think it's always good to spend some time making sure everything is neat and tidy so we can actually um, go back to things and know where things are and know what they do. So, we're just going to get straight into it. The first thing I want to clear up is we need to comment this out. So we're going to call this one sprinting. So press C when you hover over everything to comment it out, and then just name it as sprinting. You can color code these if you want, like you can go up here and then color code. I'm not going to bother doing that. I'll probably do that in another episode because I'm not quite sure what I want to color code everything. Anyway, next what we're going to do is before we comment this one out, we're actually going to space it out a little bit more. So we're going to drag this down a little bit, and then we're going to drag this one out a little bit, then we're going to drag these ones down a little bit, then we're going to drag these ones down a little bit. Now the reason I'm doing this is because we now need to actually get rid of some magic numbers that I mentioned in previous episodes. Again, this can be quite a tedious task because it's going back and forth on your code that you already know you've done, you don't really want to touch and break, but it shouldn't break anything. But we've got a few magic numbers to clear. So first ones are the random values. So what I'm going to do is we're going to add a lot of variables here because again we have to keep everything nice and tidy. So we're going to make a new variable and we're going to call this one full damage. Actually, we're going to call it FD for full damage. Level 1 underscore min, and we're going to change this to a float. Now we'll duplicate that. Actually, no, don't duplicate that yet. Delete that one, and then create a new category. We'll call this one full. No, we already have full damage, so just set the category to full damage. And then you can duplicate it, and then we'll call this one level 1 max. So this one we will compile and save, and we'll set this one to 5. We'll set the max to 10, and then we can drag the max in, or the min in, and we can drag the max in. So there we go. Now we need to do this for each and every one, so I am going to quickly do this for all of them. It'll be the same process, so you guys can just follow along. Once I've done it, I will show the final thing so you can actually see what it's like. So guys, I have done it. I've basically just created these variables for each individual value and just saying it there. It can be seen as quite bad because obviously now this is filling up quite easily, but that's why we have the categories, so we can lower it and we can easily find different things. And obviously for full damage, if we don't actually know what this is, we can actually, if we forget what FD is, we can go into the category and just see, okay, it's part of full damage, so FD must be full damage. And because this is just a one-person project, then we shouldn't need to worry too much about other people knowing what FD actually means. I see a lot of tutorials out there that tell you, oh no, you must do it this way, this way, this way to make sure everyone knows this is how you do it. But that's more for when you're working in games with multiple people. Now the next ones we need to do is we now need to create these retriggerable delays. So we're going to right click off this one, promote to variable, and we're going to call this one, we'll say FD level 1 call it level 1 distance. And we're going to copy that because we want to now put it into full damage. I don't know why I copied it actually. We'll just now duplicate this one and we'll call this one level 2 distance, and instead we will do this one at 0.2. In fact, because these are all 0.2, we can actually rename this to full damage increase time, and we'll rename this one to floor damage underscore start time, and then we'll put increase and increase, and on the final one we'll make another one, and instead of increase we'll call it end time. So now we have it. Obviously, if you guys have different values, like 0.2 and 0.2 aren't the same on yours. So for example, you have like, I don't know, 0.7 on one of them, you will have to create different variables for them. But for me, they're just staying like that. Now, now we've done that, I believe that might be it for the full damage, other than we need to just comment it. So now we have all this here, we can hover over it all and do full damage. You can barely see it, but wrote full damage in there, commented this out, so now it's just like that. We may come back to this a bit later because I kind of want to make it so the full damage affects different legs, like I said in a previous episode. Kind of want to do different values for each one. So yeah. Right, now the next one we have to do is we have to get rid of some more magic numbers. I know it sucks, we have to go through and clean up the mess I kind of forced us all to make. So we need to head over into our damage left leg and damage right leg, and luckily this is only one variable. So in this we'll go to leg values, but we'll make a new variable called max leg damage, and what we'll do, we'll compile and save and set that to 100. Now we don't need to do any more. Oh, we also need to add a category to leg values, so then it stays in there, and we can have that there, and we'll go to damage left leg, and we will go leg values and drag that one in. It's just so we can get rid of these magic numbers, so we can always remember what they mean. Now we can close out of those ones, and I believe there is one last one I wanted to do. Is it evaluate? Yes, it is. So in the evaluate leg health, obviously we're checking if it's below 30. 30 is our break point. So let's create a new variable. I keep saying variable. So we'll call this one leg break threshold. Call this leg break threshold, and we'll put that in leg values. Compile, save, and we'll call this one 30. So now we can drag this in just like so, and boom. Now guys, I think that's it for cleaning up the code. We may have a few other ones in other scripts, but I don't think we do. I think we do in the stat bars, but that one will be going anyway, most likely. Do we have any? No, actually, I think we're all good on that one. I think that should be it for this episode then. We don't have any more blueprints that we're working in at the moment. So, yeah. So, just in this video, just to recap, obviously, we just simply set some valuable... I did it again. I did valuables again. I don't know why I keep doing it. Variables, just so it's not confusing in the future. In the next episode, I'm not actually sure what I have planned for the next episode. I think this is episode 10 now, so I apologise for a bit of a lackluster episode 10, but we're getting there, we're making our game, and we will get through everything. And I don't know, because I know a lot of people would probably want to see inventory systems and building systems, but I want to kind of get the fundamentals of health, hunger, thirst, and interaction. So we'll probably, when you see the interaction video, probably means the setting up of different items and inventory will come into play very soon. But yeah, we've just got to take some time, because that episode's probably going to get split up into multiple, because it's not going to be too great for one massive long, like 2-hour episode. So I'll probably break them up into smaller pieces. So guys, that is it for this episode. Just a recap from a lackluster episode, is we just created some variables, and that is pretty much it for this one. I know you guys probably watching this will probably want to know when the inventory systems come in. I want to make sure it's right first before we start making it, because if not, we will have to do so much fixing later on, and it takes a lot. So I'm trying to find a way to make a very beginner friendly inventory system, because if not, it will be a bit too complex for a beginner tutorial series. I've been thinking about it because my friend actually spoke about this series with me. He said that maybe there might be a good idea to make a series for more intermediate and advanced tutorials. So not really for beginners as such, so we won't have to explain too much, but more for systems that we'll need to make that will require a lot of work on, but we can just trim it down and I don't have to explain too much of it. But guys, thank you so much for watching this episode, and I hope you guys are enjoying making your game so far. And yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions in the comments below. See ya.